Well, hello, everybody. We're here at Relentless Talk Radio. It's episode number 20. I'm here with Dawn Marie Rappa. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right. Rapaport?
Rapaport.
Rapaport, see? You know, it's funny. You see each other on social media and you like see your name written down. You never actually say it out loud. Can you say my last name? I bet you can't.
Micalizzi.
Close. Micalizzi. It's too funny. So thanks for
on that.
Flying on today. Say that again?
I'm working on that.
Yeah, I give everybody 10 years to get it right. So thanks for signing on today. You're episode 1. You're the philanthropy part of my conversation today. So I want to give everybody a little background about what we're doing with your particular interview and the next 12 interviews after you, okay? So I do a project every year called The Art of Fearlessly Giving Back. And what I do is I focus on one charity and 13 donors that support that charity. And then I flip-flop back and forth. Last year, I focused on a company, and I focused on 6 charities they support. So we focused on WebPT and their social responsible mission, and 6 charities that were in alignment with their values, right? So this year, we're focusing on one charity and the 13 donors. But I've added another kind of level of suspense this year. So I'm working with the Arizona Alliance for Nonprofits to choose 13 charities for me to interview. And then a crew of us are going to narrow it down to 3 charities. And then everyone on Relentless Talk Radio World Land is going to vote on who the winning charity is. So then how this project works is I will be telling that nonprofit story, their mission, values, you know, what makes them tick, why they do what they do. And then I'll be interviewing 13 of their key donors or relationship partners and asking them why they support that charity. Each one of those conversations is going to produce a blog, and the blog and the 2 interviews together will inspire me to make a painting. So at the end of the 15 weeks, there'll be an art show that has 15 paintings. All those paintings will be for auction. The charity will get 10% of the ask price of the painting, and anything over the ask price is going directly to the charity. So my goal for this particular project is to write $1 million check to the charity. I know, crazy, audacious, silly, right? I would really love to write Homeless Engagement Lift Partnership a check for $1 million. Nothing would make me happier. So that's one of the reasons why I'm creating so much suspense, and I'm really kind of telling the story on social media because I want everybody to kind of get excited about it and tune on so that when we have the auction, we actually can potentially get 13 donors to buy the paintings for $76,000 or more. So it really isn't about the paintings, it's about the donation, right?
Yeah.
So my paintings are just basically the bait to get everybody in the room to give to you. So I wanted to ask you some questions about Homeless Engagement Lift Partnership. So first of all, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Okay, I'm Dawn Marie Rapaport, and I'm the founder of HELP, Homeless Engagement Lift Partnership. So that's who I am. And what I do is we help the homeless. We help the homeless out in the valley. So the homeless veterans, the women, the families, and the children. So that's in a nutshell who we help out there, out in the homeless community.
And so you actually do several really cool things. One of the things you do is you make lunches for people, right?
Absolutely. Yes. So we have, they're snack bags. We call them help snacks. And these are, to kind of step back, what it is that we have children out there that are homeless. We have 9,000 to be pretty close on that is right here in Arizona that are homeless children. So we have 9,000 homeless children right here. And these kids go to school and crazy. They go to school, they get a breakfast, they get a lunch, but they're not guaranteed supper. So what we develop through the schools is being able to have these non-perishable items, snacks that we can put into a bag, that we call blessing bags because they all have writings on them. They all have uplifting things so that when the kids get them, it's something to cheer them up and make them feel good about themselves because they're going through so much as it is. So during school or when school's about ending, the counselors or the nurses, depending on every school's different, basically gives out these to our homeless population that are in that school.
And you're serving 15,000 kids this year this way, right?
Well, what we're doing is so there's 400 homeless kids in the Deer Valley School District.
Right.
We
So
have
it's
about
15,000 meals.
Yeah, we have about
Okay.
900 in the Glendale. We are producing right now about 4,000 to 5,000 snack bags a month. And
Wow.
by the beginning of next year, school year, we'll be doing closer to that 10,000. And I can see it just exploding from there. I mean, we started this last year, at the end of last year, and the schools are calling us, the districts are calling us saying, we want in. So it's a matter of, like anything, making sure that we have our foundation good enough, have our donors, we have everything set so that we can make sure that once we start a school, we'll never end. We want to make sure we're continually giving back to that school.
So what do you think the biggest lesson is that you've learned as you've grown this organization? Because this is a nonprofit, but you actually have to make money in order to be able to do these things. So it isn't not like you're not making money when you're a nonprofit. It's that you're making enough money to be able to support your cause. So what do you think the biggest lesson is that you've learned this year?
The biggest lesson, I would say, well, I have an overall lesson. So for me, I learned that there's such great organizations out there. And not one organization can do it all. It takes all of us to really make it happen. And at first, it was like, we're starting this is who we are. And we learn really short time into it. It takes all of us because we all have specialties. We all have certain things that we do. And this just brings us all together, takes a village to make a difference. And
I was just thinking that.
Yep. So that's probably the big one. Another one is that we do about 27 different events throughout the year to get our community to help with our homeless community and put them together. What this does, it shows a lot of these people that are helping and volunteers, they're looking at this going, wow, this person only needs this. And if they had a bus pass, they could get to where they need to go to work. They could find a job, or they could go get their ID so that they can get a job. So there's so many different things. So throughout that, we learn that it's very important to have our events. Our events get
right, because then people can see that you don't have to give the $76,000 in one shot. You actually can give $10 and it really does go a long way, right?
Yes.
And so by actually getting people to volunteer, you're educating them about what service is and
absolutely.
The impact that their time and their money, whatever level they can give, is actually going to do. It's actually going to help people.
Absolutely. Our big project that's coming up is that we are on the stages of our life center. So that is going to be where the big bucks, that's where the $1 million check would really come into handy, since our building is going to be about 1.5, and it's going to be a life center for these children, for these kids, to help them, to bring back some of the things that we've gotten away from, the trades. We've gotten away from, these kids that think that they only have to make minimum wage, that they have to work at a McDonald's. We need to boost them up. We need to, that's what these life centers are going to do. So.
Because you actually are an example of that, right? You were homeless.
Yes.
And so you set your mind to being something different, right? So you were going to break the cycle of homelessness and kind of poverty in your family. And you actually went out and made something bigger than just being a homeless person of yourself, right? I say
Absolutely.
just being a homeless person. That's the wrong way to say it, but you made a decision to lift your own life up, and really what you're passing down is what you did for yourself, right? This is like
Absolutely.
personal experience that you're putting into this situation.
Absolutely. I've been there. So it is my personal experience. It's what I went through when moving from place to place, or car to car, or wherever that looked like, and having to move schools. I move schools all the time. I mean, average would probably be about 4 schools a year. So you can imagine the difficulties I had in school,
You know,
having to move
in
all
the
the time.
comments for this below, I'm gonna tag a 10-minute presentation that you did for my BNI, because you and I are both in BNI Paragon, and
Yes.
where you really describe your personal story, which I think is a really it's a huge thing, and I'm so incredibly proud of you for what you've been able to accomplish for yourself. Never mind what you're doing in this organization. I mean, just what you've done for yourself pre this organization is really amazing. And then the fact that you're taking a personal experience and you're helping other people on this level. I mean, you know, whether it's 5, 10, 15, 20,000 meals a month, if just one meal is like a big deal. So, so to do 10,000 meals a month is a huge deal. So how can people get a hold of you, and how can they donate?
Well, they can go right to our website. That's always the easiest and the best, because you can donate there.
So what's the website address?
It's helpingthehomelessnow.org.
Helpingthehomelessnow.org. And so there's a donation button there, right?
Yes.
And then there's also ways you can sign up to volunteer.
Oh, please. Yes, absolutely. You can go right in and you'll see some events coming up. We have some big events. We have our water day with domestic violence. It's kids that have been through domestic violence, sexual abused. We have that. We have another event, which is our big packing for back to school. We're going to probably do 5, 6, 7,000 bags in one day. So go to the website and check it out and sign up.
It's incredible. So I'm just amazed at the work that you're doing. I really, it's going to be tough with me on this, because all 13 charities are going to be such worthy charities. And of course, I have a personal relationship with you because I see you every Wednesday and I watch what you're doing. And I've already done a painting for you. So if people go to MicalizziEnterprises.com and they look at the shop tab, there's actually a link that will link folks to retail that you can buy to support help. So you can buy a blanket and donate it back to help, and the blankets will be used for homeless people, because blankets are really important. If you're homeless, it's something to sleep on, it's something to stay warm. So I think sometimes people think, well, it's summer, what do they need a blanket for? It's Arizona, it's 120 degrees. It's not just to cover yourself with, it's to sleep on. So they can also buy hats and t-shirts and bags, and 50% of the royalties of those products goes directly to help. And that's my donation personally. So, and that will be up forever and ever. So that's one way people can help you, in particular, is to go to MicalizziEnterprises.com and go to the shop tab and buy something there, right?
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful painting that you did. Beautiful.
And Danny Heckema was the one who won the auction. I was thinking, how cool is that? He has a UPS store. He's a UPS store guy, and what a sweetheart he is. His family used to own galleries growing up, so the fact that he bought the painting is really amazing. So we have about a minute left. What other things can you tell people in a minute that would compel them to have you be the winning charity of this project?
I would
No
say,
pressure.
No pressure. I would say where we're going and what has happened in my life and where I've come from and where I am. And I always use the word tragic to blessed. And I'm blessed. And I just know the things that are supposed to happen, like this life center. This life center is going to be amazing. Our architects are already working on it. We have the first stages already going. And this is it. And so I believe I'm supposed to be here right now. I'm supposed to
Nothing
be right
would make me happier to stand in the parking lot of that building when it's all done, just you and I, and to know that we built it together. That would make me so flippin' happy to have that happen. So I don't know, Dawn Marie, good luck. I'll keep you posted. It's going to be
Thank you.
14 weeks before we know who the charity is, but regardless, I hope I'm able to help donate continually through the retail store that I created on Micalizzi Enterprises, and I look forward to supporting you in every other way possible. Thank you very much for the work that you do in the community.
Thank you.
And tell people your website again so they don't forget.
Okay, it's helpingthehomelessnow.org.
Helpingthehomelessnow in caps.org.
Helpingthehomelessnow.org. Yes.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Dawn Marie. Thanks for being patient with us getting signed on today, and I'll see you tomorrow. See you later.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.